B&B ownership feels overwhelming when structure is missing, but overwhelm doesn't have to mean failure. It can mean growth. You open your eyes before the alarm. Your brain is already running a full shift. Breakfast timings, late checkout, a review you haven't replied to. And somewhere between the coffee grinder and the booking calendar, you ask yourself a quiet question. Why does this feel so hard? If you own a B&B and feel stretched thin, you're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. You're just in the overwhelm era, and most owners pass through it. This matters right now because more owners are burning out quietly while trying just to push through. And that never ends well. We talk about this often in the Beds, Breakfast, and Business podcasts and unpack it visually on the Beds, Breakfast, and Business YouTube channel. Because overwhelm is the early warning light that most owners ignore. Let's talk honestly about why B&B ownership can feel overwhelming and what that feeling is really telling you. You didn't just buy a business, you adopted 5 jobs. Most people think they bought a lifestyle business. What they actually bought was operations manager, head housekeeper, breakfast chef, marketing assistant, customer service desk, all rolled into one person. You. And no one handed you a job description. One minute you're plating granola, the next you're resetting a router, or replying to a cancellation email with a polite smile that doesn't exist on your face. Is it any wonder your head feels full by 10 a.m.? Here's the reassuring bit. Overwhelm isn't weakness. It's a workload problem. Early on, you do everything because you can. Later, it exhausts you because you shouldn't. Your home stopped being your home, and no one warned you. This one sneaks up on owners. Your kitchen becomes a workplace. Your lounge becomes neutral territory. Your front door stops feeling private. You live where you work, and you work where you live. There's no clean edge, just a blur. Have you ever noticed how you're always on? Even when guests are out, you're listening for doors. Even on days off, you're thinking about rooms. That low-level tension adds up, slowly, silently. Overwhelm often isn't about hours worked. It's about never fully switching off. Guest expectation. Guests bring expectations, not instructions. Guests arrive with invisible checklists. They don't tell you what they expect. They assume you know. Breakfast should feel special. The room should feel spotless. Communication should feel instant, but not intrusive. And if something misses the mark, the internet will hear about it. Do you ever feel like you're guessing what good enough looks like? You're not alone. Many owners carry stress not from bad guests, but from unclear standards. Clarity reduces pressure. Guessing multiplies it. What part of B&B ownership drains you the most right now? Let me know in the comments. Marketing feels like a second language you never learnt. You didn't get into this to do marketing, yet here you are, updating listings, wondering about pricing, second-guessing photos, comparing yourself to the B&B down the road. And it all feels noisy. Is your website working? Are OTAs helping or hurting? Should you be on Instagram or nowhere at all? Here's a truth most owners need to hear. Marketing confusion creates emotional fatigue, not just business problems. This is where structured guidance like Build Your B&B from Dream to Doors Open course often lifts a huge mental weight, not by adding more tasks, but by removing uncertainty. Your emotional investment And that raises the stakes. This isn't a shop you lock up at night. This is your home, your reputation, your pride. When a guest criticizes something, it lands personally. And when the bookings dip, it feels like a judgment. Ever notice how success feels brief, but stress lingers? That's emotional labor, and it's heavy. Overwhelm grows when effort feels invisible. You're doing more than you realize, and you're creating and crediting yourself less than you should. The real problem isn't overwhelm, it's lack of structure. Now, here's the tease I promised earlier. Overwhelm fades fastest when you add structure, not effort. Most owners try to work harder, earlier, and faster. What actually helps? Clear routines, defined priorities, fewer decisions per day. That's exactly why resources like your B&B Starter Blueprint exist. Not to give you more, but to give you order. Structure creates breathing room. Breathing room creates confidence. Which tasks do you keep doing yourself that you probably shouldn't be? Drop your answer in the comments. Here are your key takeaways. Overwhelm is common, not failure. You're doing too many roles. Living where you work adds pressure. Unclear standards create stress. Structure beats willpower. If bed and breakfast ownership feels overwhelming, take heart. This stage doesn't last forever. With clear systems, firmer boundaries, and the right support, overwhelm gives way to confidence and eventually control. If you're still shaping your journey, Build Your B&B from Dream to Doors Open course lays out the path without the noise. For your next reading, I recommend the Beds, Breakfast, and Business post. Navigate the competitive B&B landscape with these pro tips. Episode 59. You can find the post on the Beds, Breakfast, and Business website. And if this episode resonated, subscribe to the podcast and check out the YouTube channel. And if you did find value here, feel free to buy us a coffee. You don't need to do this alone. You just need a better map.